scenario, you are juggling a dozen balls in the air while walking a tightrope and also solving a Rubik's Cube.
Focus on removing any roadblock or any impediments my team is facing up. So we need to quickly resolve this so that they can continue working throughout the day.
And following up with action items. Some even implement no meeting blocks in their schedules to ensure they have time for deep work and problem solving.
Of the project manager's role in today's fast-paced business environment.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Tech Samvaad, where we explore tech and expand your horizons. Your go-to podcast for all things tech and management, where tech talks and ideas thrive, where we connect minds and empower the future. I am your host Pramesh, and joining me today is my wonderful co-host Shalin. Imagine this scenario: you are juggling a dozen balls in the air while walking a tightrope and also solving a Rubik's Cube. So all that at the same time, right? This sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, that is the world of a project manager. So welcome to his world and her world. Isn't it quite an image, Shalin? And you know, it's not far from the truth actually. Project managers for that way are very unsung heroes of the business world. So keeping multiple plates spinning without dropping a single one and taking the project on time. So we are pulling back the curtain on this high wire act today. So we'll take you through a typical day of a project manager from dawn to dusk, from urgent emails to crisis management and everything in between. So what do you say, Shalin?
Let me put a phrase here. So whether you are curious about becoming a project manager by yourself, or you just want to understand why your project manager always looks so fragile. So if you're looking, then this episode is for you. So let's buckle up and get ready for a very interesting ride through project management jungle, right? We will explore many things.
Yeah, let's dive into it and discuss how these masters of organization keep the business world turning, right? So welcome to Tech Samvaad, and let's get started.
Sure. So what we are going to do here today is we are going to dive into the intriguing topic, a day in the life of a project manager. So we have done our research and spoken to several project management experts, and we are excited to share that what they feel, what are these insights for our viewers here.
Absolutely, Shalin. So let's start with the morning routine. So from what we have gathered, most project managers kick off the day quite early, right? Often around 6:30, 7 a.m. Here. Even my mornings start pretty early that way. So my first thing, if I talk about myself, is to review my emails and messages. So client teams and stakeholders often send messages overnight, right? Any updates that they may have sent, looking at that in the first thing in the morning actually is pretty good. So I need to quickly get a sense of what's happened while I was offline the night, right? After that, I prioritize my tasks for the day. That might include scheduling any urgent meetings, reviewing deliverables, or solving immediate issues for that matter, right?
Yeah, that's right, Pamesh. I'm also a morning person, and I want to start my day very early in the morning. And I also begin my work by reviewing my emails and messages and checking for any urgent or priority item. Right? So we need to prioritize that accordingly. And then it's also very crucial for me to stay on top of whatever development happened that could affect the day's priority. We have offshore operation also, late night shift workers also. So we need to gather all information and accordingly prioritize our day.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Shalin. Sounds like you jump right into the action, right? So I have also learned that many project managers actually, especially those in the industry construction, right? So they start that day with team huddles. So these morning meetings help set the tone for the day and ensure everyone is aligned on goals and potential challenges. Right? So how do you prioritize these must-have meetings so much on your plate, Shalin?
Well, that's a kind of challenge. We don't have a cookie cutter recipe for that. But let's talk about how project managers prioritize their tasks. So it seems that many use specific technique to manage their workload effectively.
Indeed, Shalin, that is true. So one more popular method is actually the Eisenhower matrix method. So this technique helps characterize tasks based on their urgency and importance. So allowing project managers to focus on high impact activities first. So the key is to characterize everything, right? So what's urgent versus what's not important. So not important tasks get shelved, urgent tasks are taken up. So we can use tools like Trello, then there is Jira to map these out tasks for that matter. And anything that's blocking the team's progress come first, obviously. So then look at the bigger picture for that matter, like project timelines and client commitments. So those are must seen things in the morning. So do you have a different approach, especially since you have worked a lot in the agile environment, right?
Yeah, but Pramesh, so see, what I imagine or foresee, the prioritization might look different depending on the industry you are working on, right? For instance, in the fast pace, since you talk about agile, in the fast pace sectors like software development or in the field of more physical constraint like construction, priorities might shift more frequently. So my approach is also quite similar. In agile world, we thrive on the communication. So
That
my
is true.
days start with checking stand-up notes or update from my team, and I focus on removing any roadblock or any impediments my team is facing. So we need to quickly resolve this so that they can continue working throughout the day. That's my number one item. And prioritizing in agile means staying flexible but ensuring we are aligned with the sprint goal, right? And meetings and again meetings and meetings. That's what we do. And so project manager seems to live in meetings. We meet in meetings. So how many meetings do you attend, Pramesh, in a day on an average basis?
My day is generally packed with meetings. Like, I have to see which ones to attend and which ones not.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, like many project managers and such emphasize the need for flexibility that way. So they often review project schedules daily and adjust priority based on current conditions and resource availability, right? Coming to meetings, like it can feel like too many sometimes, right? My calendar is also like generally packed. On a regular day, I have a couple of meetings with the team to sync up. Then these can be like stand-ups, like you said. Stakeholder reviews are there. Client check-ins sometimes, like maybe like once a week or something. I always try to keep meetings efficient that way. Like set an agenda and stick to it. No one likes a meeting that could be like you can do things through an email, right? But then I receive so many requests to join some meetings each day. Many meetings people don't even ask for you. Like you just sit there and they go on their agenda. They just copy you and include you to cover their own back actually. So project managers typically juggle a mix of team meetings, client calls, stakeholder updates throughout the day, busy day that they have. So these meetings serve various purposes that way, Shailin. Like and from problem solving to sessions to progress updates, everything is included in those.
So Pramesh, so in agile setup, you have a daily stand-up every day. Apart from that, what other meetings which are crucial, right? You try to attend.
Well, you're right, Shalin. Like you also have sprint planning meetings, right? So
Mm.
so that could be like in the start of the month or start of the week or 2 weeks, like whatever your sprint schedule is, right? So then there is retrospectives. We have to look at what went wrong, what went right, and occasionally we have those backlog grooming sessions also, right? So the challenge is to keep the meetings short but meaningful. Too many meetings can eat up valuable time for so many people, but too few can lead to misalignment also.
So balancing is the act in
Oh,
reality, right?
absolutely.
So I can see how that could be both essential and potentially overwhelming here. So in the situation which you are quoting here. So how do project managers ensure these meetings are productive and not just time consumers? Because now people drag everyone in the meeting now. I don't know why they do that. So one more question comes into mind. Do you guys ever get meeting fatigue? I always do.
Great question, Shalim. Like that's where the breaks and good time management come in, right? So many project managers we spoke to emphasize the importance of setting clear agendas, keeping meetings focused, and following up with action items. Some even like implement no meeting blocks in their schedules to ensure they have time for deep work and problem solving.
Hmm. So that's a smart approach, Pramesh. So you learn to basically in this, you learn to streamline communication as much as possible. So now we can't talk about a project manager's day without discussing how they handle unexpected issues. There are some unplanned activity always crop up, right? It seems like dealing with surprises is part of their job or daily activity every day.
Yeah, absolutely, Shalin. Like flexibility and quick thinking are crucial skills for project managers that way. So many told us, like, and even from our experience, we have we have seen that they always leave some buffer in their schedules for problem solving, right? So when issues arise, they quickly gather that and the necessary team members to address them through that buffer,
So
which we
basically,
talk about contingency planning.
afternoon seems like a prime time for problem solving, right? So Ramesh, one more question for you. So how do you manage unexpected issue that crop up in the mid cycle of the project?
So problem solving is like a big part of the job, right? You
Hmm.
always have to be ready for something unexpected. Whether it's a team member getting stuck on a technical issue or a client maybe like changing their requirements last minute, which happens so often. So the key is to stay calm and work with your team to quickly find a solution. Like, so communication is everything, like we have emphasized so many times, right? And especially like you know that in Agile, you must have a slightly different approach, right? Since it's all about adapting to change.
Yeah, true. So we are used to change, no doubt about it, but it doesn't make it any easier, right, in Agile. So if we talk about in Agile, what we do, we focus on iteration permits. If a problem arises, we can adjust within the sprint. Sometimes that means re-evaluating the backlog or tweaking the sprint plan to keep things on track. And the collaboration within the team is crucial in these kind of scenarios. Also, one more thing, I also heard that in some industries like construction, unexpected issue are almost the daily occurrence, right? Frequency is very high. And project managers in these fields are often conduct regular site walks or system checks to identify potential problem so that they can have a sense in early phase of problem, right? And as the day wraps up and you are winding your work for that particular day, so they can sense that what is the problem and they can prepare for the next day by putting some
That's a
resolution
great
plan.
point, Shalin. Like proactive problem identification seems to be a key strategy in various industries, especially
Mm.
like in construction where things can go wrong. Like cement has not been put enough with the ratio, and that has not set up like it was supposed to be set in 30 minutes, but it took 45 minutes, which is like the quality may be different. So that impacts a lot. Now let's talk about how project managers let's like have a different twist to it, and let's see like how they wrap up their day, Shalin. If I talk about myself, like I like to talk and take the last 30 minutes of my day to reflect, like what I have done in the day. I review what went well, what could have been better, and adjust my priorities for the next day. It's also important to disconnect after work, right? For me, that's time with family or maybe a good book to begin with.
Yeah, so I also make sure to touch base with my team in the afternoon, specifically to see if they have any need or they need any help or before we sign up for the day. And then what I do, I review the sprint progress and ensure we are on track for the next day also. We don't have any impediments, right? Any blockers. And after work, what I do, I try to log off completely and focus on the things which is
Which
of
happens very rarely these days.
personal interest. Yeah, we try for that. So let's see.
Yeah, it sounds like project management is not about getting the job done right, but also about managing people and expectations that way.
Definitely, Pramila. It was fascinating to hear how project managers juggle to so much in a single day. It's an incredible job.
Yeah.
So, so, what we have learned through this discussion, the end of day is often dedicated to reflection and preparation for your next day. So many project managers spend the last hour reviewing the day's progress, updating project documentation with all updates, what they gather, and planning for the next day. Right. So that's a critical part.
Exactly, Shalin. Like it's also a time for catching up on emails, right? And tasks that couldn't be addressed earlier. So some project managers like also use this time to update schedules, like prepare for the next day's meetings or ensure all necessary reports are completed that way.
So it is very clear that project managers' day is packed with diverse activity, Pramesh, and it requires a unique blend of skills, specifically for planning, communication, problem solving, and adaptability, flexibility and adaptability.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Shalin. Like I would say, like if someone wants to become a project manager, they should think like whether they have passion for leadership and all those kind of things. Just because you may be good at technically, you may be very good, doesn't mean that you may be good in project management also. So you need to see if like you were having a passion for project management. If you have, because it's a job where you have to learn and you have to be on your toes all the time, juggling everything at the same time. Being a developer, I just have to concentrate on my piece of code. But project manager has to think about the whole project as such. So it's the role that demands both strategic thinking and hands-on management that way, right? So from a deep dive into their daily lives, it's evident that project managers, Shally, play a very crucial role in keeping the teams aligned, right? And projects on task and stakeholders informed. That's what we do every day, isn't it?
Well said, Ramesh. So, see, as we wrap up this discussion in our Tech Samvaad, right? So I'm struck by the complexity and importance of the project manager's role in today's fast-paced business environment.
Yeah, absolutely, Shal. I think, and kudos to the project managers. They don't get enough appreciation that way. Also to our listeners, we hope this peek into a day, a day in the life of a project manager, has been insightful for you. Whether you are aspiring to be a project manager or working with one, understanding these daily challenges and strategies can lead to more effective collaboration with them and a better project.
Yeah, this was a peek into our daily routines, right? So I would like to thank to our listeners for tuning in to our episode of Tech Samvaad. And if you have any questions about project management or want to cover up any specific topic, then please share your feedback or request with comment form so that we can take care of.
So thank you everyone for tuning into Tech Samvaad. Until next time, keep innovating and stay curious. Keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode of Tech Samvaad, where we unlock tech insights one talk at a time and innovate through conversations. So thank you very much. Until next time, goodbye.
Thank you.